Wix Studio, one end-to-end web creation platform for your agency to deliver exceptional work with absolute efficiency.
The #1 long-form writer that helps SEOs outrank competition at the click of a button using real-time research and NLP. Start ranking content today with content@scale.ai.
Hi everyone. So, a week ago, I was trying to buy a gift for my husband. He wanted this popular air fryer. Everyone is crazy about the air fryer. It's like healthy food and etc. But the point is, I couldn't load the page. I tried over and over. It was loading so slow. And I would say I couldn't load it properly. And well, eventually I gave up. And instead, I bought him this noise-canceling headphones on Amazon. So needless to say, that night, he didn't dinner. The thing is, as SEO experts, you have a lot on your shoulders. I'm not talking about these constant updates on web pages or content updates, or if Google releases something new, you are the first to know and take action. And on top of that, today we know 70% of any online experience starts with a search engine. Mobile search surpassed web search, I would say, since forever. And honestly, I don't see the world without you. Just like Alex over here. So meet Alex. She's a technical SEO manager, just like some of you. She recently joined an e-commerce brand with more than 5 million pages. Just for a moment, imagine being in her shoes. I would say 5 millions sounds impressive, right? It's a lot. You can do a lot with those pages. But there's a problem. What is the story without the problem, right? Their website traffic dropped a lot as soon as they redesigned it in React. This is a typical situation when the company had huge expectations with new website development as they invested a lot of money and time in it, and they were hit by reality. How does it feel? You worked so hard on something, and then you see the end result. Now everyone is panicking, trying to fix it at any cost, working day and night. I've been there too, and not just once. Anyone else have been through this before? Oh, nice. We're not alone. By the way, I'm Aliya. I'm a product manager, not a SEO consultant. I'm sorry. Well, this means my main focus is to build products that solve problems. And in a current situation, it's all about JavaScript SEO. And the fun fact about me is I am probably the first Kazakh person you have ever met. At least it was true for my husband in our Tinder date. So I do love two things the most. The first is data, because data drives huge impact, right? And the second is, as Julia mentioned, I'm a very much of a foodie person, so I do love snacks. And my team over there, they can happily confirm it. So back to work. 98% of all websites build on JavaScript today. We have over 50 billion pages and over 1.8 billion websites. Impressive, right? This is actually very huge. JavaScript revolutionized website development. And yet, the blessing is the curse, as it created a puzzle for SEO world, such as 40 to 60% of pages not crawled today, which gives us over 30 billion pages not being indexed. Imagine how big of a loss this is, especially if your company depends on the content. And today, especially after COVID, your company depends on the content. So bigger is your website, less percentage of crawled pages you will have. So don't let JavaScript ruin it. So talking about the website content, we put a lot of effort and time into crafting a content because it drives website traffic, obviously. And to achieve great website traffic, you need to achieve great visibility first. To have great visibility, successful indexing is crucial. And to have strong indexing rate, crawling is essential. In essence to that, the crawling is the foundation, is the root that drives the rest, not the other way around. So the truth is simple. Even the best things in the world still need a way to be discovered. And in our SEO world, it needs to be crawled first. So JavaScript is painful. We all know it. Otherwise, why we're here? As like Alex, you might likely have a limited budget. You need to bring immediate results. The solution you and your team working on should be scalable and customized, and everything should be fixed as soon as possible, ideally yesterday, right? So let's talk about common JavaScript SEO issues, practical tips on how to solve them, and solutions available in the market. First things first, the issue number one could be very obvious, but you cannot believe it happens a lot. But simple things like outdated sitemaps can lead search engine to index non-existing and non-relevant pages, which of course eventually will bring you poor SEO ranking, your customers will be frustrated, and then you will lose them. Frustrated customer will not be back, because as human beings, we tend to remember and talk about negative situations more vividly. Issue number two, large and unoptimized JavaScript files. This can drastically affect the loading time of your web page. Eventually, your page might not be discovered by Google, not discovered, not ranked. Just remember, slow websites don't make money, or they don't let you buy an air fryer, just like in my situation. So, issue number three, missing content. This is the most common e-commerce problem. Could happen for many reasons, including limited crawling budget, which is issue number 4. We all know it's limited, and when it's limited, not all your pages and content will be crawlable. So when you have this issue, don't expect to have strong indexing rate and great website traffic. So because it takes Google to crawl JavaScript pages 9 times longer than simple HTML. So the more dynamic your page, more time it will take to crawl it. Just take a look how Google sees your site. We all know there's 3 main phases. It is crawling, it is rendering, and it's indexing. And when you have a limited crawling budget, it will take a lot longer to crawl and render your page. Which means not all your pages in the crawl queue will be rendered, and this is the reason why you have low indexing rate. On top of that, Google is not the actual user. Google will not interact with your content, it will not scroll it, it will not see if your content is rendered in a browser or in a server. So the question is, how do we fix it or avoid all these issues altogether? The good thing about this, Sorry. Mission is possible, and you need to have a structured approach. So let's start simple. First things first, Google loves sitemaps. Always keep your sitemaps updated. The frequency with which you should update your sitemaps depends on how often you update your content. Let's say you're an e-commerce brand or enterprise and you have dynamic content which you update pretty much regularly. In that case, you might need to update your sitemaps, for example, every day. Tip number 2, optimize your JavaScript files as much as you can. Simply don't use JavaScript if you don't need to. And if you're using some, try to minimize it by using JavaScript minifiers. Tip number 3, use href for internal links. It makes your link recognizable and clickable by Google. Here's an example how your development team can make it happen. I'll give you a moment if you want to take a picture. Okay, so tip number 4, analyze your crawl efficiency. It is easily done inside of Google Search Console. And once you start analyzing it, you will get more clarity. And you can start optimizing your crawl efficiency by rendering your pages in advance. So basically, when bots crawl your pages, feed the HTML version of your pages, saving you plenty of crawl budget. It's basically like going to the restaurant and grabbing quick takeout food instead of making reservation, waiting to be seated, ordering, and waiting again. So let's talk about rendering solutions available in the market. We have server-side rendering, static rendering, and dynamic rendering. Is there anyone who uses server-side rendering here? Cool. How about static rendering? Oh, okay. And dynamic rendering? Cool. So, server-side rendering, it's a nice solution, even recommended by Google. Great for JavaScript framework. Once you set it up, it will make your pages load very fast. And it is scalable, but depends on your server capabilities. The downsides are, first of all, is the cost. Companies, in the average, they spend around $200,000 just to set up for infrastructure. Secondly, it takes time to implement it. Some companies spend around 3 months, some companies up to a year and more. Thirdly, you need a team of 5 developers who have a relevant knowledge on how server-side rendering works. And so once you set it up, the work is not done yet. You need to still have a team who will do maintenance support. So let's go to static rendering. So it's great for single-page applications, and since it is CPA, it's easy to crawl. The downsides are very similar to server-side rendering. So it's the cost, it's time to implement, it's human resources, it's maintenance support, and on top of that, it's limited to single-page applications only. So in case of Alex, they have dynamic content. CPA doesn't work for her. And lastly, dynamic rendering. It's ideal for e-commerce site, enterprise, and single-page applications only. Also. Easy to set up and very fast. You don't have to wait a couple of months and etc. You can set it up in a couple of hours. Fast and scalable, doesn't depend on your server's capabilities. And the best thing about this is near zero development time and cost. You don't have to worry about human resources. But there are 2 downsides. You don't own your servers, which is not ideal if you're a government, but not bad as well. And secondly, customized features might take some time to implement. Let's say you are an enterprise and you require nice-to-have functionality, single sign-on. In that case, it will happen, but you need to wait. But some customers don't like waiting. To sum up, keep your sitemaps always up to date. Optimize your JavaScript files as much as you can. Use href for internal links, analyze crawl efficiency, optimize crawl efficiency by rendering your pages in advance. So the next slide is going to be very intense and very boring, but helpful. Told you so. Like in every presentation, there's one intense slide that worth taking out your phones and take a picture. This is basically the comparison table of rendering solutions. I'll give you a moment. Okay, coming back to Alex. You and I both know there's no way she's going to spend $200,000 on server-side rendering solution. She also doesn't have 5 developers. It's very difficult to find and hire developers. Don't get me started on this. So, and on top of that, even if she had those developers, no one wants to do the maintenance support. Like, who likes doing that, right? But she's got an idea. Why not consider dynamic rendering, as it could be the best middle ground solution in her situation? And Alex, she did her research. She found out that dynamic rendering could improve their crawling budget by 400 times, and maybe more. So, which means in her case, their indexing rate will be stronger, their visibility will improve, and they will have much better website traffic. JavaScript weakened their SEO, and dynamic rendering can fix that. And the best thing about this is what we do at Prerender. If you want to know more, please come and find us at stand 12 near entrance. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you.
Monthly reporting making you want to shove sharp things up your nose? Try Dragon Metrics, the all-in-one SEO software with mind-blowing reporting tools.